Hello, good afternoon, good night, good morning, everyone. Hello to the Liquid Galaxy Community Project and other people that can be with us joining live or later. To the many contributors that we'll introduce today, their proposal, and also to some mentors that can be here today or watch this later, because not all the mentors are going to be. You contributors can receive an email from them at any moment from now, inquiring you about your presentation. Remember that till today, your presentations, your proposals are, I want to say, secret. But as Google has already closed the platform days ago, this is no longer a secret because no one can copy your proposal. So this is the day that we present the proposals to the people, to all of you, to the mentors, to the other mentors, not the ones that have interviewed you. So could you please make something like this if you're listening to me okay? Oh, good. A lot of hands, fingers. Let's see who's in the YouTube chat. To check the sound. So some questions for today's session that is going to be long. Please stay here, as you know, with the camera on and your mic off. The order of the slides is the order we received your slides. So we not you don't know the order. So please stay here. Be ready, because when the first slide with your name is there, you have to start. So we cannot wait too much for next slide. So if the first presenter is not there, we will wait for a few seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, but not too much, because this is going to be long and we have to be on time. So please, still, I hope there are no persons that are not in the slides, because still a few minutes ago there were some persons that have sent their slides in a bad shape or whatever things. I hope everyone is ready. I'm going to be the person passing the slide, so please say clearly next slide, and I will pass the slide to the next slide. So say next slide, and I will do that. What else? No questions. I mean, you cannot make questions to the presenters, only mentors. And I will wait a few seconds after every presentation if any mentor is present and wants to make a question. But as I said, surely they will be seeing this later. What else? So this is going to be, as I said, very tight. Here is the chronometer. I will count 3 minutes, and sharp I will cut your presentations, because we are something like 30 something, 33, 35, 37 presentations, and if we are not serious with the timing, this will never end. So nothing else, let's start the show. Okay, look at me, guys, say okay, are you ready? Okay, that's good. So first presenter is gonna be Bing Britby. Open your mic and do your thing, and remember to say next slide.
Yes, sir. Hello, everyone. I am Prithvi Datta from IIT BHU Varanasi. So we can move to the next slide. So my project is a very simple dashboard of the Hades D satellite. Now, an overview of it would look something like this. My application calling the API, and the API retrieving the information from the SatNox database using the NORAD ID. The response I get is in the form of a JSON. The JSON is then converted to KML and then sent to the Liquid Galaxy rig for visualization. Can we move to the next slide, please? Now, I would like to discuss what are the main technologies being used out here. Now, first we have the HTTP package, which is used for calling the API. The Google Maps Flutter package, which is basically used for integrating the Google Maps into my application so that it can work as a standalone application. Shared preferences for key value data pair. GeoJSON VI is used for converting the JSON into GeoJSON. And what is GeoJSON? GeoJSON is basically the geospatial data, basically lines and polygons, etc. The path provider is used to store the KML files. Dart SSH2 for establishing an SSH connection, and Sync Fusion Flutter charts is used to plot the graph between frequency on the y-axis and time on the x-axis. There's a small update button on the right side. To whenever click, it fetches the recent frequency information and then plots the graph. On the right side, I would like to talk about the visualizations I have. These are some of the mockups I've made. And on the first page, we can see four main buttons, basically the Visualize on Liquid Galaxy, the Google Maps, the Play Sounds, and the Hades D satellite. Now we can move to the next page. Here are some of the visualizations I have. I would like to also add an accessibility feature of the voice control, the Hades D satellite, which displays the information, and the play sounds, and the very common LG tasks. If I were to move to the LG mockup, now the first thing I would like to talk about is the orbit creation, a very simple orbit creation. And the other two visualizations would be me modifying the look at Dart file and changing the perspective of looking at the satellite, basically modifying their angle of tilt. Now, another feature I planned on implementing is implementing a 3D Collada model, where I would be implementing a 3D model of a satellite and implementing a few details of the Hades D satellite on the right side. And I would also have a feature where I would grab the user's location and also grab the satellite's location and inform the user if the satellite is above them at that very point. And the other visualization would involve me showing the waterfall analysis and the waveforms. And that's all from my side. Thank you.
2 minutes, 56 seconds. You are perfect. Thank you very much for being on time. Next person. And also, for your information, I have something like this ready. Let's see. Good. Do you listen it? Yeah or no? 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 Fantastic. So what's the problem? Okay. Let's go to the next presenter. Is Siddhar, Gemini. Siddhar. Is not Siddhar there? I can see all the people who are on the chat because the list is long. What is this guy? Okay, we'll wait for a few seconds. Siddharth. Yeah. Thank you, Ryan. Yeah. Okay, I was thinking that maybe he has sent a video, but not, because here are the slides. So next, Mattia. Oh, that's perfect. Nobody's there. Mattia. I can see the whole list because I don't want to disturb the streaming thing. But Ryan, if you are helping, please, I will say please, if you can help me and say better than here on the Discord, please, not here. If you have access to the Discord, tell me in private if those guys are Mattia Baghini. Not here. Okay, thank you very much. Satwik, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, yes, you got Satwik. You're the first one. Go ahead.
Hello, everyone. My name is Karthik Mohan, and I'm an undergraduate student from esteemed IIT ISM Mumbai. So, next slide. So my project is the climate change ESA Copernicus visualization for liquid galaxy. Basically, this project is regarding of building an application software for a 10-inch tablet for the image visualization on the Google Earth terrain using the KML HTML bubble. The image data can be accessed from the Copernicus Open Access Hub, which is maintained by the European Space Agency for Earth observation. Copernicus. The main objective of the is to develop a climate change monitoring system using the European Space Agency Copernicus data collection for visualization in the liquid galaxy environment in regard to the forest theme, like wildfire, deforestation, forest hurricane, etc. Thinking about the planet's sustainability. Next slide, please. And there are certain link technologies that I would like to use. The first one being the Tree Nation Public API. Basically, this API will return the data containing about the active projects, forestation projects, giving the latitude, longitudes, and other descriptions things. So basically, using the data, I can show a push pin on the rig, and the details can be shown on the rightmost screen. The second link technology which I like to use is the Flutter Gemini. Basically, I'm thinking of creating a bot which will act as a tour guide, and it will create and it will be a set of pre-written prompts. So using the prompts, the user can go on a tour with the bot and understand about the forest themes, and the visualization can be shown on the rig. Next slide, please. This is the application workflow. So the application will be consisting of 5 tabs. First one being the forest theme tab. This tab will allow the user to visualize using the Copernicus API. The second tab being the connection manager tab. Using this tab, the user can establish connection between the application and the rig. The active forestry projects tab. This tab will basically use the Tree Nation Public API to show the active projects. The LG task tab, this is basically the set of certain tasks like shutdown LG and other things, other tasks to basically interact the user with the rig. The Ask Gemini tab, this is the tab which will be a tour guide for taking the user to a tour on forest themes. The application will be useful in visualizing the forest data, which plays an important role as the cause and the solution to the greenhouse gas emission and thereby affecting the climate. And it will be helpful in understanding the areas where the forests have got impacted due to the hurricanes or a wildfire. Next slide, please. These are some of the mock-ups of the application. As you can see, there is a bottom navigation bar.
Start to finish. You pass the 3 minutes. Start to finish soon.
Okay.
Go fast.
So these are some of the mock-ups which can give a brief idea of the application. Next slide, please.
There can be no slides because it's 3 slides plus the presentation for every person. Thank you for your presentation. Manas.
Thank you.
Hello. Should I start?
Yeah.
Okay. So hello everyone. My name is Manas Devi. I am planning to develop an application called as AI Touristic Educational Explorer this summer. So whenever we want to learn about a city, we typically explore 3 crucial aspects, that is its history, geography, and culture. The application will showcase the city's key geographical details, climate, architectural features, along with its historical milestones, significant events, and cultural heritage. Also, to add an engaging experience, this application will use LG visualization and also narrate the city facts in a story format. Also, this information will be generated using Gemma, which is Google's open source LLM, and the narration will be done using Bark to both of these models will be run locally on the Liquid Galaxy AI server for inference. This will be done by using the technologies Docker and Flutter. Also, DeepGram API can also be used and their performance can be tested. Next slide, please. Now moving on to the UX of the application. So this is the given visualization. So here I have the city information page, which has 3 main features, such as start orbit, narrate a story, and extra button. So first of all, the user searches for a city. Now an API request is sent to the server, and the information inference is fetched. And this information will be stored in a JSON format along with the coordinates of the various places of interest. Now the next step is to visualize this on the Liquid Galaxy rig. So this can be done by iterating through the JSON file and generating a KML file and sending it to the rig through the start orbit button. Now the next thing is the narrator story. So whichever fact the user wants to be narrated he can choose the tags and click on the narrator story button. It will be created into an engaging story and will be narrated. Now, as there are thousands of cities around the globe, there is not enough data for each of them. So, for this purpose, on the homepage, I'll be selecting some 10 to 15 cities which will have in-depth visualization data. For that purpose, I have an extra button there. Uh, can I move to the next page? So this data will have different KML files like the historical map, reading contour lines, etc. So as you can see on the left-hand side in the geographical section, the first LG visualization showcases the outline of the city along with the description of the city on the rightmost screen. Below that, there is a 3D contour map showing the elevation of the given city. In the historical section, you can see a historical map has been superimposed on the Google Earth, and below it, it shows a demo orbit where each and every place will be orbited. All this will be in the app along with accessibility and beautiful animations. In accessibility, I will have multilingual support. In animations, I can add RIE for 3D model animations, etc. So this was a brief description of my project. Thanks.
Thank you. Next presenter is Soumya.
So, hello everyone, I'm Soumya Bhattacharya. I'm from National Institute of Technology, Durgapur, and I'll be speaking about my project, LG KML Graphics Library Generator. Next slide, please. So, about the project, it's basically a Flutter package that offers at least 20 pre-packaged KML graphics designed to ease the development process for developers creating applications for Liquid Galaxy. Now, this project includes ready-to-use graphic functions, contains at least 20 graphics primitives showing both 2D and 3D KML primitives, customization options such as color, coordinates, etc., a well-explained documentation, a demo application implementing the package. Next slide, please. Now, let's talk about the problem which led to the ideation of this project. So developers often face significant challenges when it comes to displaying KML graphics on Liquid Galaxy screens. A primary issue is the need to locate specific KML files suitable for their purpose. Additionally, developers must invest considerable time in modifying these files to align with their project requirements. This process consumes valuable time that would otherwise be spent on actual development tasks. As a result, developers often experience delays and inefficiencies in their project due to the time-consuming process of searching for and customizing KML data. Next slide, please. Now, the approach that we'll be using in order to implement this project, the first we'll start by implementing the Flutter package, which will be having 20 predefined KML functions, which will be implemented with the help of functions having their respective parameters for both 2D and 3D KML primitives such as a triangle, cylinder, etc. A well-defined documentation for future developers, and a demo Flutter application which imports this package and demonstrates the use of this package showing KML data on the LG rigs with the use of SSH command as well as on the integrated map. And apart from that, this package will also be providing support for 3D models. And here I've also given in the slide a few mockups and a basic flow of the approach. Next slide, please. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you very much, Soumya, for your presentation. Okay, next presenter is Rohit Kumar.
Yes, sir. So hello everyone. My name is Rohit, and I'm currently pursuing BTech, and I'm from Calcutta, India. So my project is HD Pocket Cube Satellite Dashboard Visualization. Now, understanding about HD is like a small satellite that can fit in your palm, and it's built by the Hydrospace and was launched successfully in November 2023. Next slide, please. Okay, so what is the problem that we are facing today is the data that is available about the satellite is not located in a single place or a single repository, and everything is just spread around the internet. And so we are trying to build a solution that that is having different data and which are all located in a same Flutter application. Next slide, please. So talking about some of the functionalities, like how this is going to work. So the HD satellite itself, a very small satellite, so it picks up the incoming frequencies which are very low, and then transmits by increasing the frequency to a larger distance. So this is just a small functionality of this H3 satellite. Now, talking about how we are going to fetch the data, we are going to fetch the data from the internet and from the Satnox DB organization and some of the other websites that provides the relevant information about it. Next slide, please.
Okay.
Okay, so that's all about my first presentation.
Thank you very much. Let's wait. Rohit, you have another presentation?
Yeah, yes, sir.
But please hold 1 second because as we are not too much, but we are lots of people today, we have some change that was not noticed, and I have to present now the Siddharth's work. He's on a sudden trip, and he sent us a video, and I'm preparing it. The problem is that you are not gonna be able to see it because only the if you are seeing the live streaming, you will see it, but not in the slide. So wait for a few minutes, and the video is starting now, hopefully.
Hi everyone, my name is Siddharth Mudgil and I am an Android app developer with over 1 year of experience, and today I will be presenting you about my GSOC 2024 project and how I will be implementing that. So let's get started. So first of all, I will do research and prompt engineering. So like I will start with the research and take inspiration from other already existing tourism tools so that I can have a proper knowledge of how tourism tools work and what are the main features they are providing so that I can also finalize some of the core features for the app apart from the feature mentioned in the proposal. Then I will study about how I can benefit from AI and how can I implement it in tourism tool. And then I will do prompt engineering and try different prompts and finalize prompts that give me the best results so that the user experience can be enhanced. So after that, I will finalize UI and implement the finalized prompts. So by looking in the already presented tourism apps, I will finalize UI based on the research and then develop initial UI of the app around the finalized UI and also integrate Google Maps and initial Liquid Galaxy features like reboot, slave connection, and other. And then I will start developing core feature of the app. Then I will continue with the development of the core feature for the app, and parallelly I will do core test unit testing so that I can give the best user experience to the customers or the users using the app and prioritize bug fixing and optimization of the app. So that was it. Thank you.
Okay, Rohit, you can start now with your presentation.
Sure, sir. So the next presentation I'm going to present is AI fictional travel itinerary generator for LG, and I'm using the Grok model for this, Grok APIs for this. So it's an AI creative travel planner that brings the famous places with via narrating the story and going in depth to the places. And now the core idea is to inspire the users' travel plans by immersing them in interesting story of a traveler, just like the grandmas tell us the stories about the different places and locations, and it is something like that. Next presentation, please. Okay, so what is the basic problem? The basic problem here is because whenever we plan any vacations or whenever we want to travel a location, then we need to search too many websites, and all of them are not that much. That doesn't give doesn't give that many information about it, and also the reviews are not that much good. So it's basically sometimes having too many options also can lead to spending too much of the money or picking the wrong place, and so this can make planning a trip successful and disheartening. Next slide, please. So this is the flow that I'm going to discuss how it's going to perform in the Flutter application. So if you can see that if the user here simply searches any place or give any point of interest in the application. So let's say that if the user wants to explore India, then he can type in there India, or then the request is sent to the Grok AI model and Grok APIs, and there have the option to select different models for that, and by default it will be using Gemma. Then there it will create some subpoints and then creates a narrative story, and then finally after updating everything, it will send the data to the Liquid Galaxy RIX, and there from itself orbiting on every sub POIs, and also it includes the voice narration. Next slide, please.
That's finished.
That's all.
Thank you, Rohit, for being short, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Thanks. Ryan.
Hello. Wait, can you hear me?
Sure.
Perfect. Okay. All right. Is it okay if I just start?
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. Hello. My name is Ryan. I'm in my 4th year studying computer science here at University of British Columbia in Canada, and my project is for the integrating AI's voice conversation with Liquid Galaxy. As a brief description, it's just the app will allow users to control Liquid Galaxy by voice. So the user will speak into the app, and it will go through a layer of voice to text and then the text to voice feature, as demoed on one of my live streams before. And this will provide a immersive visual and auditory experience for users, and they'll be able to listen to stories and see the stories based on the rig, and for all users to enjoy. And next slide, please. So a few technologies. There's gonna be various models for voice to text as well as text to voice listed on the screen, and there's a few more that I wasn't able to list out on time, but that uses Google's technologies. But there's a few options that are just free and a few options that are paid. So I'll definitely be able to test a lot of them out and see kind of what's the best option in terms of price and performance. And this will all be going sorry. And the text that goes through an LLM will be done through Grok's API. So Grok is the LPU language processing unit that runs LLM models much faster than just running it on generally, just like ChatGPT. So after we send text and receiving back the prompt, we'll get a response and we'll be able to display it on Liquid Galaxy. And that will be prompt engineered so that we return valid KML data as well as the generated story that gets narrated. And next slide, please. So why voice to voice? The feature, I believe, that can definitely be used in future Liquid Galaxy applications as well, providing users with accessibility options. So it will help run Liquid Galaxy with minimal barriers. So people with perhaps disabilities or users who cannot speak English, as there are a lot of models that run on other languages as well. And users that maybe do not have Liquid Galaxy, so that it provides a standalone feature to also display everything on the app itself as well. And with the rapid growth of AI recently, I believe this is really the best time to kind of jump into to implement these features. And after I set everything up, this can definitely be integrated into past applications as well, just to improve everything, as well as feature for future contributors and mentors. So my ultimate goal is to just help out the community for the years to come. And I believe this feature will just overall allow us to integrate the latest AI has to offer with Liquid Galaxy, which was initially intended to create panoramic views using Google Earth. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Let me add a question here, Ryan. Just
yeah.
I don't know if you have had the opportunity and your other colleagues, contributors, to see some of the news that Google generated in their Google Cloud Next event in Las Vegas. Do you have the opportunity?
I did not know.
So take a look at it. Remember, Google Cloud Next is the global event they do once or twice a year regarding cloud things, and they have, the question was that they have introduced, sorry, in the Gemini model with multimodal, they have introduced also the voice thing. So I think Gemini now can talk also. It depends, of course, on the country, on the world you are. You are, if I don't remember, in Canada. It depends on the countries. You know, you have access to some of the functionalities and so on. When I say you, this is specifically because you are talking now in your project about voice, but this can be applied to any of the other projects other contributors are presenting for GSOT this year. So I just remember that this was a new from last week. So thank you for presenting. Let's gonna go for the next person, but first, one second. Okay. Rafaida, your turn.
Hello.
You can go.
Hello, everyone. Okay. Hello, everyone. I am Rufaida, and I will be presenting the AIS visualization project for Liquid Galaxy. My project visualizes real-time maritime data extracted from the Norwegian Coastal Administration on Google Earth and Liquid Galaxy rig. This is crucial for ensuring maritime industrial and safe operations. Recent events of last month, like the Baltimore Key Bridge collapse after a ship collision, emphasize the need for preventing measures. Using this project enabled analysis to prevent such accidents. Imagine you are using the AIS visualization app on Liquid Galaxy to explore and understand maritime activities in a coastal region. Here is how you would engage with the key functionality of the app. Opening the app, you are greeted with a real-time map showing the current positions of ships in Norwegian waters, track movement, and stop pattern easily. Next slide, please. You can then tap on a ship for detailed information as shown here. You navigate to the historical data section and use the playback option to visualize the past routes of a selected ship over a past week to understand navigation pattern as shown in the second tablet. Then if you are curious about potential future routes, you explore the app's machine learning feature. My model will be generating a fan chart on the map showing likely future based on historical data and current condition, as shown in Liquid Galaxy rig, the fan chart of the vessel. Next slide, please. You can then select two vessels on intersection passes. The app calculates the closest point of approach and type to CPA, providing insight into potential collision scenario. For the data processing, there is a need to address the processing of the extensive data fetched from AIS source, considering that the data is updated every few minutes, tracks up to 5K vessels, and provide access to historical AIS data going back 2 weeks. And finally, for a focused view, you can apply filters to view vessels based on their type and country of origin. Thank you for your attention and the opportunity to share my proposal, and waiting for any further discussion or questions.
Thank you, Rafaida. Thank you very much for being on time. Let's go to the next question, to the next presentation. Soham, it's your turn.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are. Go.
Okay. Next slide, please. Okay, so my project is the Liquid Galaxy Core Applications project, which focuses around modernizing the whole Liquid Galaxy experience, the user experience, the developer experience. So it starts off by upgrading the Liquid Galaxy core to run on more recent versions of Ubuntu, like 22. So we need this upgrade because some of the dependencies which we relied on from earlier versions of Ubuntu have changed. So we must update those. So my project does that. In addition to that, I'm also making an API, which will just simplify the whole experience of connecting to the rig. So currently we do that using SSH, but with this, we will be doing that through the API, which will just make everything a lot easier. And we will provide abstractions, and developers would not have to care about the actual KML file locations in the file system of the rig. Next slide, please. So in addition to this, the project is also about creating a Dart wrapper, which would just be a library that you install on your application, or the source code you just added to it. And I would be providing you KML builders and helpers, which will help you create your apps. Next slide, please. And to help out with the whole community driven nature of all LG things, I would also be creating 3 Discord bots in addition to this whole thing. The first one would be the announcements bot, which would just notify everyone about any latest Liquid Galaxy happening on the Discord. The Liquid Galaxy FAQs bot, which would provide FAQs and help using the Google Gemma model, and also an additional controller bot by which you will be able to control your own Liquid Galaxy rig through Discord bot commands. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Next presenter is Ashutosh.
So hello guys, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm Ashutosh Srivastava, a third year undergraduate at Triple IT Hyderabad. So I chose the project Liquid Galaxy New Presentation Tool. So the Liquid Galaxy system offers ways to visualize data using the KML, bringing information on multiple screens. However, we find ourselves asking questions like how do we include various videos or images across the screens, or what if I want to add audio to enhance the experience of presenting. Thus, there is a simple need for a simple method that allows users to create presentations on their screens. So my solution is to develop an app using Flutter that will solve this problem. To be clear, this is not a PowerPoint presentation tool. These presentations are in the form of images, audio, video, and text that will be displayed on the rig. A similar project was developed years ago by Karini, but it was Chromium based, but my tool is Flutter based. So now I'll walk you through the app. It's basically the Liquid Galaxy presentation tool. You have a list of your own presentations. You can choose to play the presentation, which will then display your images and multimedia onto the Liquid Galaxy rigs. And you have an option to edit your presentation where you can add images into your presentation, add text into your presentation, add video into your presentation. In addition to this, you have the option to create new presentation. Next slide. This one-to-one feature which I added was generating images with AI. So suppose if a user find himself lost on which image to select, I proposed this feature that would enable him to add user-generated images using open source text-to-image models like Stable Diffusion. So basically, you can enter a prompt into the upper text box and the API key, and when the user clicks generate, it generates an image, and then the image can be added into the presentation. Can you go to the next slide? Yes, so this is the presentation builder where the person can modify his own presentation. He can enter the slide title, number of slides, category. He can attach his audio, and he can add. There is an option to include the media. You can add more media, you can add video media, and then there's a duration and fly to option. In addition to this, there is an import and export presentation option. In the import presentation, a user can import a previously created presentation in the form of a text file, so that enables cross-sharing of application, and the export presentations. So the saved presentation can be exported as a text file along with the exported media. So this is my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashutosh. Thank you very much. I think we have Mentor Merul, Mentor Bedan, some other mentors there. If they want to make a question, just at the end of every presentation, you can directly go ahead. Okay, guys? As I told you, not all the mentors are here today because they are pretty busy persons, but they will see your presentations later, I'm sure. Next presenter is Shaunak.
So hello guys, my name is Shaunak Nagarija, and I'm a third year computer science student from BITS Pilani. So yeah, next slide please. So my application is basically a Flutter port of a previously existing GSOC project whose name is Air Mashup. So it was a past project for GSOC 2019 developed by mentor Albert Morea. And basically in this slide, I have shown what the architecture of my app will be. So as you can see, there are two sources of the data. So there is static sources that will be available as assets in the Flutter application itself. And there will be net calls to API, which OpenSky Network API. And basically, it will load the dynamic data from the API and it will visualize it on the Liquid Galaxy based on the user input. So in this slide, I've also highlighted the differences between the tech stack used in the 2019 Air Mashup project and in my project. So instead of using a front end like Vue.js, I will be using Flutter. And instead of using the Python client of the API, I'm using a web-based HTTP API of OpenSky Network. And because it is an app, we don't need any backend framework. All the business logic will be written as Flutter. So next slide, please. So this is basically the mockups of my application. On the right, you can see we have the on the right, you can see you have the application mockups, and on the left, you have the Liquid Galaxy mockups. So this is the section of the application where you can see the 3D KML visualizations that the airport makers had in mind. So as you can see, there are on the Liquid Galaxy screen, there are multiple line strings that show you the elevation of the airport of the aircraft that are landing and that are taking off. And on the right, basically, there is the dark mode and the light mode that I have made. These are basically mockups. And you can also change the language in this. So basically, the default language will be English, but I will be adding support for other languages as well. So next slide, please. So let's finally discuss about the use cases of my application. So the first use case might just be like you are trying to analyze real-time data. It can be for fun, and it is very handy. It comes in handy to track the real-time flight data analysis, and also it can be a very helpful tool for analysts and consultants to have some data and some insights about the aircraft industry. So you can see in this diagram, this app provides basic aircraft information from the manufacturer details. There will be some real-time aircraft data, and there will also be the flight routes, which are static, which are also a part of my application. So basically compiling all this, they can make their final report. So yeah, really looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Remember, mentors, that you can open your mic after the presentation and say, hello, I want to make a question. Next presenter is Shashwat Srivastava.
Hello, sir. I'm audible.
Yeah.
So hello, I'm Shashwat and I'm from JSS Noida. So I'm building an AI-based touristic information tool, which is somewhat for people who don't know a lot of places for the city which they are visiting. For this application, I just visited some places like in Rishikesh only. I don't know about the places where to visit. So I consider 4 parameters to give about that place. The first is time, which it takes to completely visit that place, the cost it takes, the attraction about that place, the description, and the activities which that place offers. So next slide, please. So here is some of the features and the flow chart. So first of all, I'll take the input either through the voice or through the text, and then use some of the custom prompts which I build to give it to a Gemma model. And after the Gemma model, give me the suggestion and the places with the description about the 5 features. And those features are being voice synthesized and been presented to the user either through Bark AI or the Flutter package in build and shown to the screens, and also can be presented on the Liquid Rigs. So there are the features like text to voice, which is going to be implemented using the Park AI, which is built by the Suno API, Suno AI. The action recognition is the kind of attractive part of my project. That I built a particular model in which you can build a custom data set for action recognizing and use those actions to perform certain actions. So you can have the visualization also, but just on those gestures and actions. Suggestions, description, and AI recommendations are being taken into consideration using the Gemma model and move to the place and user interaction and local user interaction are the very much highly useful for the visualization of the project. Local deployment is based on Docker. Next slide, please. So here's the visualization of my application. So there's an app on the left hand side, the how it can be presented during the light and the dark mode. And the lower part, there's a scrollable widget, which you can see the places which you visit with the image and the description about the places below it. And on the left hand side, there's a visualization of the rig, how it can be presented on the rig. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Shashwat. Let's go for the next one. Joseph, are you there? I'm not sure. Ryan will check for me, please. Oh, sorry. No, don't check. I didn't remember. There is a video. Hold 1 second. Hold 1 second. We have a video. This was another of the guys that can attend. So if you want to see him, you will have to go to the streaming, because I can show the thing now. Streaming is his presentation is starting now.
Hello everyone, my name is Yusuf Khalid and today I'm going to talk to you about my proposal, which is the AI fictional travel itinerary generator for Liquid Galaxy based on Grok's API. Basically, the idea behind my application is that I am going to use the Grok API to generate a story that will be around a point of interest that the user is going to choose for any specific country. And from this point, I'm going to allow the user 2 choices with each paragraph to the next location that he wants to go to. So we can weave a story around these locations that will be unique to each user. We will have 2 modes. The first mode is the tourist mode, which will only generate 4 to 5 paragraphs with a start point that the user will of course choose. And we will have the adventure mode, which will be like an endless mode. The user will keep choosing between 2 locations with each paragraph until he chooses to wrap the story with the next paragraph. The user will be able to choose the theme of the story and the genre of the story, and we can later add character customization like character personality. So we can allow for more customization for the story that the user will be able to generate. With each paragraph on the screen, we will have an audio player that will either use Flutter text-to-speech or Spark model. I tried Flutter text-to-speech personally for the application to be more accessible for users. And with each paragraph, we are going to change the background color to fit the mode of the scene. So each scene is dynamic and unique. Of course, we will be able to fly to each point of interest on the Liquid Galaxy rig, and a brief history for the location and facts of the location will appear on the screen along with a image for each location. The application will be able to support multiple languages, and the user will be able to change the fonts. Here we can see the mockups of the application. Basically, we have the standalone application that will not be needed to connect with the Liquid Galaxy rig, and here we have to connect with the Liquid Galaxy rig to separate mode. Here the facts around the location and the history of the location will appear along with the paragraph on the screen. However, both will appear in the normal mode, as we can see here. And yes, this is basically my application, and thank you a lot for watching.
Okay, we are done. Next presenter is Shiven.
Hey everyone, this is Shivin,
Shivan,
and
we are not seeing your
I'm a third
face.
year.
Shivan, open your camera, please.
Oh, just a second. Are you able to see it now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So this is Shivin, and I'm from Jesus College in India, and I'm a third year. Okay, so to start with, my project is AI fictional travel itinerary generator. Okay, so the basic you can like show the next slide. So the basic idea is to create a fictional story of you traveling a place. Let's say you want to go to India and you don't know where to go and you don't have the money to travel there yourselves. So what I am going to do is create a story for you that you visited these places, you had those experiences that might be educational and adventurous for you. Also, you can use this as a guide that might help you in going to that place. I am using Liquid Galaxy to visualize it. This is gonna have amazing animations. The Grok is being used for the AI story generation, and also I'm gonna use pixels for images that are gonna be used in this. And next slide. These are some of the features and the use cases of my application. Firstly, as I already told you, AI powered story generation. Next is POI identification. Sub POI basically means the places around that place. Let's say India. In India, you might have some places like Delhi, Bangalore, etc. So that is one of the main features here. It will be identifying the other places that you might want to visit in that area. And secondly, your tour experience would be personalized. You might be an introvert, you might be an extrovert, you might not like crowded places, you might like cafes, you might like clubs, you might like any other places. So basically, this story is gonna be about you. This story is gonna be personal. This is all are gonna be related to your experience. So that is the main point of this story generation. You're gonna feel like you went there, and this is what you might have done there. Okay, and the next thing we have is text to voice and voice to text to make this application more usable by all the people. I've added this feature, and this would be done using the Bakia. Some of the common use cases would include curated sightseeing, adventurous exploration, education, virtual tours, and personalized tourist journey. So, for example, if someone wants to visit some place, they might just enter the name of that place here, and you will be able to see what might you do when you get there. Okay, let's go on to the next slide. This is some of the ideas I have about how this application is going to look on the rig, the story ideas, and basically the application. It will have a dark mode. And as you can see, this is going to have some recommendations as well that I would be storing as the most commonly searched. The story might be in a few ways. That is, it might have paragraphs and it might also have a image of the person itself to make it more customizable. I guess that's about it. Thank you.
Okay, Shivan, thank you very much for your presentation. Let's go for the next presenter. Ryan, you're repeating or not?
I had a question with Shivan's presentation.
Okay,
Can I?
go ahead, please, Bedan.
Okay, so Shivan, you mentioned that uh, there will be AI generation, image generation. So is it true?
No, it would not be AI image generation. As you already know, the data that is fed into AI, it is kind of old data. So the image links that the Grok might provide me might be dead or something. I've like created a backend and tested these things, what kind of data Grok is providing me. Firstly, so what I was able to find out is most of the images link that is being generated by Grok, those links are dead. So for it has to be some API that I'm going to use for the images, and that is Pexels. Pexels is basically an API where you're going to type the name of the place and you're going to get an image in response to that.
Okay, great. So these images will be existing already on the web, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and are you making sure that those images are copyright free?
These images are for Pexels, and they are like charging some amount, and they are providing these images for for to developers for free. So there are not going to be some copyright issues if we like officially started by paying them some minimum amount, because Pexels owns all of those images.
Okay, so you are saying that they are charging if you go and use the premium tier, but there is a free tier, right? And you are not breaking the free tier, right?
Yeah, that is what I have tested.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Any other question? Your mentor? No? We continue. Ryan.
Am I going again? This is for the same project, right?
It's the same one?
Yeah.
So
It
that's
should be.
that's my fault. It's the same one?
It's okay.
Okay, it's
Yeah,
my
it should
fault
be.
because
I
there
guess
are
it's the updated version, but yeah, it's okay.
there are okay. Okay, so it's not your turn. Mahinur, this is yours.
Hello everyone, my name is Mahinur, and I'm happy to be presenting today my proposal with thanks. Next slide, please.
Could you please, Mahinur, are you talking to your laptop?
Yes.
Please try to go further to the laptop because your voice is not so fantastic. Go. Okay, go ahead.
So my proposal was on the idea of the AI-based touristic information tool for LG using the Gemma model running locally on the AI server in Media Lab. And I have divided the functionalities into AI and LG functionalities as shown. And some of them are to be done by the midterm evaluation time, some are to be done by the final evaluation time, and some are to be done in a continuous enhancement over the whole period. And for the use cases, so I have 4 use cases. One of them where the user can enter a prompt and it will be sent to the model using Fast API, and the model will respond back, and the response will be shown on the tablet. And it can also be converted into the KML to be visualized on the LG. We also have another use case, the YouTube search API use case, where the user can select a point of interest, and the YouTube search API will find a relevant video to get more information about this point of interest. And the video will be shown on the tablet, and it will also be sent through the KML in the Liquid Galaxy for visualization. We also have 2 use cases for the speech to text and text to speech. So next slide, please. So in our app, the user should be able to find any touristic information you want for a certain location. For example, you can search about best shopping places, best pizza place, activities, and so on. So in the homepage, there are 3 variants where you can choose the location. The first variant, you can enter a prompt or choose travel recommendation. He could also navigate his way through the integrated Google Maps and or choose the current to track the current location. He could also upload an image of any location he wants and ask anything he wants. Next slide, please. And the model will respond. The response will be shown on the tablet and on the LG, where the response will be a list of points of interest and a description about each point of interest. The user can apply to each point of interest, and he can save the tour, so he can view it later. He could also customize his own tour by selecting the points of interest he wants from the saved tours. He can save them and view the tour later anytime he wants. So this was my proposal. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mahinur. Any question? Hello, Mentor Josh. Good night. Okay, so we have a person trying to go into the. Hold 1 second. Next presenter is Rafael, but Rafael, wait a second because I have to do something with the Meet. Here it is. Hello, Mentor Prayak. I don't know where you were not on the Meet. So, Rafael, go ahead.
Hello everyone, my name is Rafael Salgueiro from Spain. World Watcher is about an over to revolutionize how we interact with global economic data. My goal is to harness the power of Flutter, Liquid Galaxy, and Wolfgang API to visualize complex economic indicators seamless. Wolfgang Washer aims to empower youth to explore and understand economic indicators like never before by leveraging Flutter to cross-platform developer SSH2 for secure communication with Liquid Galaxy and the Google Earth API for the immersive map integration. Now, let's dive into the technical stack. Go one slide back, please. Evolve Watcher. Flutter serves as my development framework, providing the flexibility and scalability needed to bring my vision to life. So, I established the connection with Liquid Galaxy, enabling real-time integration and data exchange. The World API serves as my fountain of knowledge, supplying me while a wealth of economic data for visualization. And with shared preferences, I ensure that user configuration persists across sessions, enhancing usability and convenience. But that crudely said, World Watcher, apart, it is potential to impact a wide range of stakeholders across various domains, from investors seeking insight for strategic decision making to policymakers evaluating the efficiency of economic policies. World Watcher offers a powerful tool for analysis and advocacy. Academics, research, and education can use the platform to explore economic phenomena. And this is understanding this slide. And in this slide, you can see in the left part slide of the main screen of the application, and in the right screen, you can see how we look comparison by using multiple countries of North Africa in this case. Well, next slide. Well, my timeline outlines a structured approach to development from initial exploration to final delivery. Each phase is planned to ensure that I meet my objective while maintaining the highest standard of quality and efficiency. In conclusion, World Watcher will be a value research for analysts and students in chasing the understanding of economic indicators. Thanks for your attention, and I look forward for the opportunity to bring World Watcher to life.
Thank you very much, Rafael. Now we are more mentors in the meet. If any of you want to make a question, yes, please. At the end of the contributor's presentation, you can just open your mic and give the question. Okay? No questions, so let's go. Next presenter is Vertika.
Hello everyone, my name is Vertika Vajpayee from IIT BHU. Today I am here to present my project for the Liquid Galaxy Air Monitor. Next slide. So the key features of my project will be a graphical representation of the harmful gases present in the air. The app will display the AQI of the current air conditions, the hourly forecast for the next 3 days, the health recommendations for the patients, and all these will be visualized on the Liquid Galaxy using Camel. I have also attached the mock-up of the homepage. And next slide, please. The major technologies that I'm going to use in the project are Flutter, along with API integration and visualization. The packages that I'm going to use are HTTP package for fetching the data from the APIs, the pie chart package for giving the visualization of the data, animations to enhance the UI, JSON serializable package to handle long JSON responses, Google Maps to get the current location of the user, as well as to display maps, integrate them in the app, Dart, SS2, and the socket IO to connect with the LG rig, and polygons on KML to color the regions as per their AQI index, and the KML balloons which display the necessary information regarding the current air conditions. Next slide, please. The major uses and the problems that the project will solve. First one being health monitoring. It will serve as a tool for individuals who are prone to diseases, and they can adjust their activities and avoid risking their health. by getting the prior information from the app. The app will help in creating awareness about the air pollution, and it will also help in study for the students and the researchers. And it will also be a useful tool for the people who are planning their trips and all, so they can get prior information about the place they're going to visit. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Vertica. Any questions, guys? Vedan?
Yes. So, Vartika, you didn't mention the API you're going to use and the area it will be covering, mostly the technical part in the presentation.
Okay, so first of all, I will be using the Open Weather API to get the current location of the air conditions, and the breezometer API. These two APIs, and in order to get the location of a place, I will be using the geocoding APIs.
Okay, great.
Any other question? Okay, thank you. Mattia is not there. Still, Ryan, Mattia is there? No. Okay, thank you very much. Oh, yes, Mattia sent a video for this one. We are gonna see their presentation.
Hello everyone, I'm Mattia Baggini from Italy. Today I will explain my proposal for Google Summer of Code 2024. My project is called Space Visualizations for Liquid Galaxy, and I aim to build an educational application that display the most used orbits today and explore the Mars 2020 mission. The app will use the Liquid Galaxy system to provide an immersive experience. The application is mainly divided in two main sections, the Mars one and the Orbits one. In the orbits part, the user can read the technical information and display the orbits on Liquid Galaxy screens. The orbits are stored in a KML file that is generated from TLE orbit data. The user can learn about the 12 most used orbits, such as GPS or Grayevard. The technical text about the orbits is displayed on the tablet and on the right screen of the Liquid Galaxy. I will use a balloon, that is a KML element that displays HTML code on Google Earth. Let's see the Mars section. We start with a general introduction of the Mars 2020 mission. The mission uses two space robots, the Perseverance rover and the Ingenuity helicopter. The app will display the path of each robot. This path is generated from NASA as a GeoJSON file and converted to KML. The application will also display a 3D model of each robot. The 3D model is downloaded from NASA website as a DAI format, and that can be opened on Google Earth using model tag in KML. The user can also navigate in the photos taken by the Perseverance rover, provided by NAS API. The photos are sorted by Sol Day, the Martian day, and these photos can be also displayed across the screens of the Liquid Galaxy in an immersive way. For doing that, I will implement a Node.js service that, given an image URL getted from the NASA API, it divides the image dynamically depending on what screen is. And this service will also manage the Chromium windows using some bash script. So the tablet will have the full control over the Liquid Galaxy rig. The Liquid Galaxy will also have an interactive web page in the tablet to see each physically part of the Perseverance rover with the relative description. This will be implemented as an embedded page using a Flutter plugin. The application will also include a section to manage the Liquid Galaxy services such as relaunch, ClearKML, reboot, set refresh, and more. The app will also have a setting section to manage the connection between the application and the Liquid Galaxy. That's all. I hope you like it. See you soon.
Okay, this has been Mattia's presentation. Let's try to go to the next one.
Hello everyone, I'm Mattia Baggini from Italy. Hello everyone.
1 second. Roger. Roger, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
You're here? Hold 1 second because
Hello everyone,
I don't
I'm
know. I'm not able to change the slide. Now, you can go.
Hello, I'm Jose Bison, 22 years old, and I'm from Lleida, Spain. And today I'm going to explain you my proposal for this year. Next slide, please. So basically, my project is a mapping AI-powered detection based for pitch ripeness. And this project aims to build an application capable of displaying fruit ripening information through the Liquid Galaxy. How is this data gonna be collected? So this data is gonna be collected using a camera and taking pictures from the fruits on the tree. Then an AI model is gonna process the images and tell what is the level of the ripeness of the fruit. And after that, the data will be processed and generate the statistics that are gonna be displayed on the map. The AI model is gonna be the YOLO V8. In order to process the images as I want, I'm gonna need to fine tune a little bit the model. This model is gonna be located on a Docker container and running on a local server. And the app is gonna be coded in Flutter. Next slide, please. Here, as we can see, we have a few mockups of the application. On the bottom screen, we can see how the data will be shown on the Liquid Galaxy. On the three main screens, these are going to be how the data will be processed on the application and sent to the model to process all the information and the images. Next slide, please. And well, the timeline, it's going to be in May. I'm going to prepare the model and data sets. June will be coding all the interface and start with the connections with the LG. July will be used for integrating the AI model into the application and fine-tuning all the data collected on the model. And August is going to be for finishing off all the details on the application and do the debugging and testing. That's my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any question, mentors? No?
The YOLO V8 model you are using, can I know the specifications, the configuration it requires to run, and if there are any sizes?
From what configuration for the model?
I mean, if there are any sizes and what configuration of the system would be required of the AI server in order to run the AI model locally.
I don't know the specification. I think the server it has a NVIDIA 980 to run the container with the model.
No.
Right.
This year we have another upper card. It's a 1080. Not too much, but at least we changed the number.
For your laptop, what GPU does it have? Can I ask?
My laptop doesn't have the GPU, but the Docker container is gonna be located on a server that has a 1080 NVIDIA 1080.
Right. Okay. So are you 100% sure that the YOLO V8 model, whatever size you are considering, if you're considering a small model or a large model, are you sure that it will be able to run on the AI model, AI server?
Yeah, it should
LiDAR?
be. Should be.
Okay, great.
Okay, thank you.
Any other question from the mentors? Okay, thank you both. Let's continue. David. I think David was here. David is here.
This is my slide, actually.
This is your slide. That's funny, because thank you, Peter, for noticing, because there was some problem. You, David, you sent me the slides today. When you send me the slides, David?
I sent you ones that were too long a week ago or something, and I sent you the less than 3 slides like an hour ago.
Yeah, and I told you I cannot modify. That's the question, because we have to be very serious with that kind of stuff. Because, for example, Peter is saying, "Hey guys, this is my slide," not David. I put her name because I thought was his presentation, because I think you two are doing more or less a similar project.
No, there is not my slides now.
So hold 1 second. Let's go to the magic of the Google Slides in real time. Excuse me for this, Peter. It's been my fault and faults because David, I'm not sure if you are. I'm gonna check it with another of my money screens, but in the meantime, it's Peter time, not yours time. Peter, go.
Okay, thanks, Andrew. Hello, my name is Peter Atif. Today I'm going to talk about Agro AI. Agro AI is a Flutter application that related to the field of agriculture. So next slide, please. The idea behind the project is to have a mobile application that helps anyone interested in the field of agriculture to know the characteristics of the soil, like percentage of nitrogen, phosphorus, humidity, and pH. So the application also will help the user to know the area's seasonal temperature and rainfall in millimeter. This is the first part of the project, which is showing information related to agriculture in Google Earth and LG Rig. The second part of the project is to help the user to know the crops that could be planted in the area based on the previous information related to the soil, and the information related to the geographical area. Like the weather, of course, whose data will be collected from Weather API. So using the power of AI by building a recommendation system using machine learning that will not only recommend the crops, but also will recommend the fertilizers needed and how to take care of the crops inside this area specifically. Also, the information regarding the weather will be collected, as I mentioned previously, from Weather API to be updated and to take the right decision based on reasonable data. Another usage of AI is to predict what are the problems that may affect the crops in the specific area and what are the solutions for those problems. To give the user best experience, I will use Grok API for the chatbot part and to be able to take input as text and voice also. For the tools part, I will use Flutter, of course, to build the application, and LG Core, of course, LMMs using the help of Grok, and using machine learning, I will build my own recommendation system based on the data I collected and I found online. Finally, I will use Grok API to create the chatbot part to answer the user's question. Next slide, please. Here, as you can see, the project flow. The project mainly consists of 4 main screens. Settings tab, of course, to connect to LG Core. The map tab, which will show all the KMLs shows inside the Google Earth and the LG Rig. There is another tab to show the specs of the crops you wanna and to get the recommended crops. Also, the final tab is just chatbot tab, is to answer your own questions related to the soil and the geographical area. Next slide, please. This is the last part, and excuse me because the image is not clear for you. But it's like a use case for the project. It's how the user will connect to the LG Core. And of course, how the user will use the app. The first use case is inserting soil characteristics, which will send the data to the recommendation system to get the response about the nearest location that has this soil characteristics. Also, you can choose your own crop, like if you wanna have a rice, for example, the recommendation system will recommend to you the nearest location that will help you to get your crop planted, and you can search for a location that has a specific characteristics of the soil, and you can ask the chatbot using the help of Grok API, and I get answers about the fertilizers and the problems related to the soil characteristics. Here is all about my project. Thank you for listening.
Okay. Thank you. And I need a second because still we don't have David's slides. And also, Peter, it might happen that you send me to different versions of your slides, because I already have two different ones.
Actually, I sent only one link, but I may modified it after you saw it. So I think there are two different versions of the slides.
Okay. That was the thing that confused me, because I have suddenly it duplicated.
I'm sorry about this.
No, don't worry. It's not. I mean, it's not a problem. Thank you for your collaboration. 1 second. Yes, I don't have David's slides, but I will try to repair this thing. Yes, I have to make a reload here. I have to go away again for the presentation, and let's gonna see who's the next. Aritra.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you are. Go.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I am Aritra Viswas, and my project is the Super Liquid Galaxy Controller. Next slide, please. So what is it exactly? A Liquid Galaxy is an environment with a lot of different functions and a lot of different controllers, but they're hidden behind all the different controllers that have been made in the past by Liquid Galaxy. Now, what my app aims to do is to become a master controller. It will become an umbrella app that will bring in all the different functionalities of the different controllers. It will update the old functionalities and it will add new functionalities so that it can create an ultimate introduction tool to using a Liquid Galaxy interface for any new user to the Liquid Galaxy environment. Next slide, please. Now, of course, for such a master controller, it must have a lot of robust features. So in this, the main feature is obviously POI exploration, which already was implemented in the located voice CMS. However, what I am doing different is I want to automate the voice excerpt generation and the POI explanation, which was previously kind of an opt-in feature in the located voice CMS. It will be a part of the POI exploration. Of course, it will also give a smart suggestion of a list of POIs, and it will also give a context-aware sensing of nearby POIs using previously searched POIs by the user. Another main feature for this application is the interactive tool planning. Now here, what I want to do is to make the Liquid Galaxy rig an interactable part of the application. I want the user to use the Liquid Galaxy rig not just as a screen to view data, but to view its status as the user is creating a tool. That is why, as you can see in the mockups here, you can see that the user can see the nearby POIs. The user can see the tool that he has built and the tool that he will be built. Now, other than that, there is also, as a controller application, it will have a lot of different touchless controllers, like controllers based on voice commands, controllers based on hand gestures, and controllers based on face gestures. Another activity in this will be a GeoQuest application, which is basically a kind of introductory game for someone new to Liquid Galaxy. It is kind of like GeoGuessr. Now, these are the main features. I also intend to implement some smaller features like a custom KML uploader and even a dynamic KML builder in which the user will be able to build KMLs inside the application itself and then upload them to the rig. Next slide, please. Now, features are, of course, the main part, but of course, UI is a very important part of any application. And considering this wants to become the face of Liquid Galaxy to any new user, it needs to have good UI. So as you can see, I have designed a few suggestions for UIs, and of course, they're absolutely editable by the mentors. Thank you.
Okay, Aritra, thank you very much. Who's talking?
I had a question.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Aritra, could you please elaborate on the user being able to make dynamic KMLs?
Yeah, so what I want to do is, as we already know, Smart City Dashboard already has a really nice KML builder class. What I want to do is give the user an interface to build KMLs on his own without like going into a text editor and create a string of files. I want to give the user an option to say add a place mark, say add a line string between these coordinates, and it will automatically create that KML file for him. And then the user will have an option to upload that KML file and view it on the visualizer, Liquid Galaxy Array.
Okay, so you mean complete abstraction? Am I right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, great. Great.
Thank you.
Great presentation.
Any other question, mentors?
I would like to add a point. So,
Please.
Aritra, I've been seeing the docs and the proposal you made, and I really like that it is an original sort of an idea, and I really admire that. I would want you to still, you showed the UI. Some of the UI is really good, but some of the UI, like the hand and the touch gestures, you might need to do a little bit of tweaking a little more. You may look into Charco.design and other platforms, and that would be all of my suggestion. Other than that, are you also going to implement map interaction so we can interact with
Yes.
the
Yes, of course. There will be an offline part of the application where the user can just view a Google Maps based thing. And it will also have an option which will enable the user to sync that Google map to the Liquid Galaxy rig so that whatever the user zooms in the Liquid Galaxy map, it will also show in the Google Maps in the app itself.
All right, wonderful.
Any other question? Let's go. We still have a few presentations more. Vaikunta. I think Vaikunta was there before.
Hello?
Yes. Open your camera,
Hello?
Vaikunta. Open your camera, please.
Just a second.
What?
Is it visible now?
No, it is not.
Is it visible now?
No.
I guess my camera is turning on, but I don't know why.
Okay,
it's not
Vaikunta,
visible
go ahead.
there.
Go ahead without camera, please. You can start.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I don't know why this problem occurred, but camera light is also
Go
there,
ahead,
but
please.
it's
Go
not
ahead.
showing.
Go ahead. Your presentation.
Okay. Okay, sir. So, hello everyone. I am Vaikunta. So, today in this session, I'll be presenting the project AI Education Touristic Explorer. So, for this project, its main aim is to provide educational contents on the LG rigs, like the historical and geographical data of the POIs. So, and also there will be a story mode section where user can listen to the fictional and non-fictional stories, and also they could generate the voice narration by some historical figures. So, uh, could you please move to the next slide? So yeah, so as we can see in the mockups that whenever the user will open the app, they will be redirected to home page where they can search any of the points of interest and can navigate it to it. I'll be also including the Google Map in where a user can use the app while being also away from the LG rigs. They can surf it to it, and then there will be some recommendation to the user like suggested POIs and famous attraction where they can visit the most famous landmarks of places and explore their historical and geographical data. And there will be a story mode where user can listen to the fictional and non-fictional stories, and also they can make an orbit of the selected place after going to the their POI. So could you move it to the next slide? Yeah, so as we can see that I have included two use cases. Like first one is the interactive learning. Like here I have included one example like if the user wants to learn about the historical significance of Eiffel Tower, so they can simply search for it and they can navigate to the Eiffel Tower and they can generate the historical contents on the LG rigs. And next is that interactive storytelling, where user it will be fun for user to listen to such storytelling and generate some voice narration by the historical figures. So here uh, they can easily surf through the app. It will gonna be a very user friendly app where they can easily surf through it. So yeah, thank you for providing me the opportunity to present this project today.
Okay, Vaikunta, thank you very much. Any questions, mentors? No? Okay, thank you, Vaikunta. Vivek.
So, am I audible?
Yeah, go.
So, hello everyone. My name is Vivek Maurya. I'm an undergraduate student at DIT University, Dehradun, India. Next slide, please. I'm proposing to develop a Flutter app for visualizing real-time natural disasters on Liquid Galaxy called Catastrophe Visualizer. So, if you see the feature section, it will have the following features. First one is emergency alerts and SOS, which will help to get real-time notifications about nearby disasters and send SOS to emergency responders. Second one is text-to-speech, which will convert in-app text to speech for users with hearing impairments. Third one is support for multiple languages. By using that, user can switch between multiple languages according to their region and locale. Fourth one is dynamic font size. That is, user can easily adjust font size that will help users with visual impairments. Fifth one is multiple themes. That is, user can choose between dark, light, and solid color themes. Sixth one is in-app Google Maps. That is, we can visualize data over Google Maps inside the app when access to Liquid Galaxy rig is unavailable. So, and now if we go to the working section, we can see how the app will work. Step one, we will be gathering data from different APIs and web scraping different websites for their data. Step two, we'll be storing that data locally for efficient and offline access. Step three will be establishing connection with the Liquid Galaxy rigs using SSH protocol. And step four will be transferring that KML to LG rigs using SFTP protocol using Dart SSH2 plugin. And in step 5 and 6, we'll be visualizing that data on LG rigs and Google Maps inside the app. And to implement all those features and working, I'll be using Dart, Flutter, and LG Core as my technology stack. So moving on to the next slide, we can see tablet mockups. Next slide, please. Yeah. So if we see the first mockup, if you see on the top right, we can see the connection status and menu button. And on the left-hand side, we can see emergency alert section and SOS button. And in the rest of the screen, we can see different disaster options like earthquake, floods, etc. Suppose I select earthquake, then I will move to the next mockup that is on the right-hand side of the screen, where we can see different recent earthquake disasters and their details. We can visualize them by clicking on the Visualize on LG button. Moving on to the next slide, we can see benefits and use cases of this project. So first one is environmental monitoring and research. That is, it will help environmental scientists study patterns and it will help them to model it. Second one is emergency response and management. That is, it will assist emergency responders in monitoring disasters and planning strategies. Next slide, please. So this is all from my side, and I assure that app will achieve its objective and features, and I will maintain code quality throughout the development process and even after GSOC 24. Thank you.
Thank you, Vivek. Any question, mentors?
Yeah, I do have a question. That firstly, can you just explain me how are you going to notify someone for the emergency and alerts? Are you going to use something like Firebase for the notifications, or is there something equivalent for you?
I think so. We will be using Google Maps to get the live location of the user. And once we get the live location, we can search in the recent disasters that if there are any recent disasters near them, and according to that, we can notify that in the emergency alert card.
All right. So there is no push notification sort of thing. There is only a, I would say, a interaction or a UI on the emergency alert box, right?
Yeah. According to the location of the user.
All right.
Also, will you push the emergency notification mode if the user misses once?
I'm sorry.
Will you show the emergency more
Prayak,
than once if the user misses once?
Prayak, retire your mic from the mouth a centimeter. You are too loud. Go ahead.
Will you show the emergency more than once if the user misses it for the first time?
Yeah, sure. I think till the duration of the disaster, the emergency will show in the emergency card.
Okay.
Any other question? Let's continue. Thank you. Sidecar video. I think we already have seen this. There was a problem with the order of the slides. There are too many, and suddenly.
Hi everyone.
Those guys were already. 1 second. I don't know if Pablo Asenjo is here.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah, you are. Go ahead, Pablo.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Pablo Asenjo. I'm currently studying a computer science and engineering degree here in Spain. Next slide, please. So, my main idea, the main proposal is to build a 3D application, a 3D simulation tool in the Liquid Galaxy. This project is not using the Google Earth part, but the Chromium-based part. So the key is to develop a 3D simulation application with using the 3D visualization API that will run on Liquid Galaxy. The main purpose of this is that instead of using a real projector that it is really expensive, you just can send the simulation to the Liquid Galaxy and view it from different perspectives. Because as I said, it is not a 2D simulation, but a 3D simulation. I will be using Chromium, and it will be synchronized in the every monitor that it is in the Liquid Galaxy. In the bottom part, you can see in different Chromium instances how 3D object will be visualized. Next slide, please. Here we have a little demonstration of how the app will look like. The home page where you will be able to select some of the already made presentation, the creating part of the presentation, a tutorial, and some mockups of how it will look like in the Liquid Galaxy rig. Yeah, I will be using Flutter to develop the application, and the use of Arduino is to make the controller. Next slide, please. So the connection screen is the API. The interface is really based on the SADNOS visualization tool. I really love that interface. The Bluetooth part is to connect with the Arduino with the 8C06 module, and you will be able to see a tutorial of how to create your own controller, as well as to download the STL files in case you have a 3D printer and you want to print your own controller with Arduino Mega. And the last one is the control, basic controls with the Liquid Galaxy as power off, reset, and that stuff. And in the right side, you can see a project roadmap, because I always like to make things really clear in order to projects to work real well. Thank you very much.
Okay, Pablo, thank you very much. Any question from the mentors? No? Let's continue. Dep, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
So, hello, my name is Dev, and I am pursuing my bachelor degree. So, what is about my question, sir? Can we go to next slide? Hello. Okay, thank you, sir. So, here is the abstract of what I am going to make in the project. My name of the project is Present Tool. So, the world of presentation is rapidly evolving. We are moving beyond the static slides and bullet points toward creating truly engaging experience. To present the presentation from bridging the technology towards the uh, unity. So, and I am going to establish a liquid galaxy capability of by displaying the image on the screen and breaking down into much more. Means from second to third, the screen will be set. Sir, can you go? And it will be useful in many of the problems like and helpful in e-states, schools, and many institutes that point of the explanation will be clear to them and the people who are sitting or the students who are sitting so they can memorize and write means memorize and understand the thing properly. Sir, can you go to next slide? So main feature of it will be API integration and user interface. And user interface will be simple and attractive, through which the user can be adding more value to the Liquid Galaxy rig. And project will give benefit to people, students, and the view of the point will be increased much more. So can you go to next slide? So these are the user case. What can the user can do? That user can add image, video, and normal tasks that are being done by the Liquid Galaxy, and they can create 4 slides in one operation and can choose the position of the image where to be displayed, means top, at the top, bottom, or at the middle, center, and they can add the duration of the slide and able to decide the screen where the image is been should be put or been placed. As in my mockups, you can see that I have first of the mockup, it is been at the bottom side and it is been divided by the 2 screens. So half of the image is showing at the right and half of the left. And the second mockup, the image is in been center. So this way we can choose the image display, and this will be the my interface, which will be more be added by the mentors. Mentor comments, looking perfectly fine. Tune. Thank you for telling me, for me presenting me the slide. Any questions?
Any questions? No, I think no questions from the mentors. Thank you, Deb, for the presentation. Let's go. We are almost there. David.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm David Mas, and I'm going to talk about my project, which is AgroTask Manager for Liquid Galaxy. Can you go to the next? Okay, so the general idea of the project is that there are some robots which are agronomical robots, and those are supposed to be able to help in the field, collecting fruit and different tasks. And what I want to do with my project is that I want to create an app, which is already on the process, and be able to automatize the process of utilizing these robots. For example, I'm working majoritarily with the Amiga robot, and from there I will try to create a database, which will also store data about many different collecting times or planting times, etc. So if you go to the next slide, the technologies that are being used and that I will continue expanding upon are Flutter, SQLite, and FastApp API. Flutter is the general, the bigger tool for the app. SQLite is where I save the different plants, their data, and also the different robots that a user may have. And lastly, there is Fast API, which establishes the connection between a backend that I've been creating and the frontend for the application. Next slide. And in relation to Liquid Galaxy, what I will do is that we will be able to visualize where the robot is currently working. So if a user has different fields, we will be able to see a selection of the zone that the person has selected as their own field. And do you see that there is a little zone painted? So based on how much the percentage of completion of the task, the painted zone, the percentage of the painted zone will be bigger or lower. And that's it.
Okay. Any question from mentors? I think, but I'm not sure. This is the last slide. I'm gonna reload just in case. And what I'm saying is that if there is any person here that has not shown his slides, just open your mic and say something. I understand everyone has had the opportunity to present their slides. I still find that there are 2 or 3 more contributors that presented as proposals, but for personal reasons or whatever, they can't attend today. So it's been 2 hours almost streaming, lots of time. This seems to be a demo day. So thank you very all. Thank you all for the presentations. You know, I have to say it, I am very proud of you. I'm looking at the camera because you've been doing a very great work with I would say 99% of the proposals. There's still a few points that are not amazing, but very hard work. So only 2 phrases more. Tomorrow we have the last presentation before Google announcement. It will be from Soumya. Are you there, Soumya?
Yes, sir.
So you have your slides ready for tomorrow.
Yes, yes.
You'll be the last one. And again, mentors, senior mentors, we are doing our internal work, not only with us, but also with Google and with the other almost 200 organizations that this year are on GSOC. And we don't know how it's going to happen, who of you will be selected, but the only thing, you know, is work hard. You've been doing this. I hope you at least have get plenty of new knowledge. And I cannot say anything more that let's wait till the 1st of May to know the final selected people. And again, thank you very much for participate and be there. So nothing else. Thank you very much and see you soon. Take care. Bye.